Hi everybody, it's Tamara Hawk. I'm here with your October 2022 energy forecast. And I don't even know what to say. We're going to have more intensity again, but there's positive things as well, okay? I used to do these energy alerts, and I still do them, but I used to do energy alerts when the energy was going to be getting really intense. And lately, for the past decade, I don't know, quite a long time, it's what used to be intense energy is now our normal. And when it gets intense, it gets even more intense. So just we're in for more of the same over the next few months. Okay, so it's not like things are all of a sudden going to calm down, but there are opportunities. Okay, like right now we're in this kind of Neptunian energy. We're starting the month with it, where we just want to do nothing. Okay, but don't fall for that, because right now there's a great opportunity for growth. Okay, I consider myself kind of the queen of chill and relax and be laid back, and I have been grinding for a bit now just to get things done and projects and stuff like that. And I very well, it could be a while before I see the fruits of this labor. Okay, but I it's this is a progression. So don't, for yourself, don't, if you have things that you really want to do, you may have to kind of make yourself do them. Okay, and just get up and do it. It will pay off. Don't be procrastinating and putting things off, because then you'll wind up with the same. Okay, whatever you're doing now is going to propel you forward, and if you're doing nothing now, you're being propelled forward with nothing. Okay, um, and that being said, you're going to have to just do your best, because otherwise it's like trying to stack papers in a hurricane. It's just not going to work very well. It's oh, so just keep kind of going for it as best you can. Okay, going to your heart space and being in community is also more important than ever. Okay, there's, through this month there could be, I don't know, like difficult transits where some are kind of struggling with mental health or stuff like that. Okay, so if you can just stay in your heart space and project as much love as you can, and be there for other people and allow other people to be there for you. The more we can work as a team or a pair, right? Big teams, little teams, whatever. The more we can work with others, the better off we'll end up being over the long run. Okay, so allow yourself to kind of find your people. Don't, it may not be helpful for you to say, I'm going to do this alone. I can do this on my own. I don't need help. Okay, just, like I say, go to your heart space and allow people to help you. And if somebody needs your help, maybe reach out to them and be there for them. I suspect that there's going to be, I hate to say this way, but like a lot of people are going to pass away in the next while, maybe from mental health or addictions or something like that. Okay. I did have a vision the other day, and I'll just share it with you because it's kind of interesting. But there was a whole bunch of people that were in this in-between place, and they weren't sure which way to go. And the the impression I got from it and the feelings that came with it were almost like a lot of people stepping into, say, spirituality, connecting with their higher self, and starting to realize that there's more to this 3D existence than meets the eye. Okay, you know, that there is the fourth dimension and the fifth dimension, and it's, we have this opportunity to rewrite so many of our stories. We don't have to be stuck in old ways right now. And yes, sometimes growth is uncomfortable. okay? But you want to grow. You want to use this time, okay? And the another thing in the vision, with this in between place, is a lot of people in the vision, they were learning a new language, okay? So with all I'm getting about this heart space and the need to go to our hearts, it could be a love language. It could be connecting with your higher self and listening to your intuition more. And it's very much, I mentioned this already, but like this in between place. Okay. So listen to your intuition and do what you can to get to the next level. And it can take some time. Okay. You're not gonna, it's not like you're going to walk into a gym and work out one time and all of a sudden be buff, right? So allow for your growth over this time and just keep, if you show up every day, then eventually, a few months from now, you'll be buff, right? And that's what I feel about all of these energies is like, start now. Don't be putting things off. Now is not the time to be putting things off. It's I'm getting it so strongly. It's like if you put it off now, you're missing an opportunity and like to propel yourself forward. Okay. You're stunting your own growth. And we just have this opportunity to just project and be awesome and do our thing, right? I want to talk about the dimensions a little bit too. Now, there's the fourth dimension is time. So if you're rising up the dimensions and you're experiencing more than just this 3D world, you may find that time is so different, right? I've been grinding, doing lots of projects over the past little bit. And I swear I slept in the other day because I'm exhausted. And when I woke up, I was like, oh, I got so much to do today. I'm not going to have time to do it. And I've played with time and been playing in the fourth dimension forever. And it's, I just started working and I finished my work, what I thought was my full day's work. And I finished my work and it was only like 3 hours went by. And I was like, wow, this is the coolest thing ever. I'm flipping time again. So you have the ability to do that. We all do. It's just another dimension, right? So think about that when you're feeling rushed. It's like if you could stay in your moment and instead of like what I did is I didn't focus on the future of it being done. I didn't focus on I need to get this done. I focused on the task at hand and just kind of did it. And it was miraculous the time I did it in, right? It wasn't just a matter of, oh, you focus on something and time appears to go quickly. It was quite interesting. And I know a lot of you have experienced that before, but I just wanted to let you know that there'd be a lot more of that coming if you could keep your focus, which is hard these days with all the distractions we have. Yeah. If you cut down on the social medias and things like that, it might be helpful. Don't get sucked into playing games on your phone and whatnot. What's the next thing they want you to know? Okay, if in a lot of ways, we're gonna have to be looking out for ourselves. Okay, now I know I mentioned our teams and our people and our communities and whatnot, but when I say we're gonna have to look out for ourselves, I'm talking more not looking towards, say, the government or somebody to rescue you. Okay, I just don't think that's gonna happen. So you'll have to be looking out for yourself. And all of this financial stuff, it's gonna be getting worse and worse. Not to be the bearer of bad news, but more to prepare you that it's not like all of a sudden inflation's gonna go away or money's gonna start flowing in like it was before. It's look out, just look out for yourself, look out for your neighbors. We're so strong together. What else do I need to tell you? We have eclipses coming up, and that can give us some pretty intense energy at times. Okay, there will be fights and disagreements. Okay, whether it gets to the world stage and it's world war, I'm not going to say world wars, but wars in the world and things like that. I'm not sure yet, but here's the thing: is we don't need to be kind of thrown about and affected by everything, right? If you're focused on yourself and your neighbors and kind of like smaller things rather than worldwide things, you might fare a little bit better. And when I mention about the fights or a war or things like that, I mention it so that you can mitigate it for yourself. Okay. So it's like if there's something that's really, really been bothering you, for especially if it's been bugging you for a really long time, or something that you know needs to change, or a conversation that you need to have, you might want to have it sooner rather than later. Okay? Because quite often when we wait, we get more impatient, we get more angry. And having it now, while we're actually in Libra season, so that's everything's kind of balancing out, right? So if you could do it now, before you're mad, right? Because there's going to be miscommunications, and Mars is going retrograde too. And I'm not an astrologer, but I do follow some astrology, and this Mars thing with the eclipses and all of that, like there could be blow-ups. So do what you can to mitigate it before stuff like that happens, okay? Just remember, we're in this in-between time. We're in between. And for each of us, like the planet's in between, okay? With all this junk that's been going on for years. And then now with more junk piled on top of it, it doesn't necessarily need to be bad. It's serving a purpose, right? It's kind of almost like the dark night of the soul of certain systems on our planet, where it needs to happen. It needs to come up. We need this change. Okay. So try and stay optimistic. You'll get through it. We will get through it. Okay. Even if it's a little bit uncomfortable for a time, we will get through it. And there's going to be chunks of days throughout October where it's a breath of fresh air. Okay. And we're just gonna, I don't know, it's like my peeps are just saying, it's like all of a sudden, all this intensity will just kind of stop, and we'll be like, and we'll feel so calm and so chill. And then things will stir up again. Okay, so use those calming and chill times to maybe journal and stay in your heart, do some gratitude lists, or focus on what it is you'd like to see more of, what you're grateful for in your moments, okay? Because they will be there interspersed throughout October. I don't know, maybe astrology will tell you the dates. I got no idea. But yeah, just keep your chin up. I don't know how else to say it. Just keep your chin up, okay? There's going to be more shifts. I think in August I mentioned water, and September I mentioned earth moving, and I've seen both in the news, and it feels like there's going to be a whole lot more of that, right? So if your intuition's telling you to take a vacation or move, then listen to your intuition, because there's going to be way more shifts. Mother Earth is not done with that yet. There is light at the end of the tunnel. I promise. It's going to stay upheaval for a bit, but we could get through this. I mean, some people are going to flourish through this time. Absolutely flourish. And you could be one of them. Like, you've got this. You could totally flourish during this time. You just have to tune out all of those distractions that are out there. And like I say, be in your heart. Hang out with your team. Stay with your people. Take care of yourself. Take care of those that are closest to you. If you feel like there's kind of mental health or depression or anxiety, it's like, reach out to people. If you know somebody who's in that situation, reach out to them. And we can get through this collectively. We can get through this. We came here for this. Okay, like, we totally came here to help with this transition on the planet. So if you, like I say, if you go to your heart and then speak your truth and then connect to your higher self, you're going to have a much easier time. Okay. And you'll notice I was going to the higher chakras by doing that. Keep yourself grounded too. Don't forget about your lower chakras, because then you'll really be blown about everywhere, right? We got to kind of ground ourselves in what it is we're doing. Anyway, lest this gets way too long, I think I'm going to wrap it up now. If you like the way I communicate, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, or hit like or comment or whatever. YouTube kind of likes that. They keep sending me emails telling me to tell you to subscribe. And yeah, I think that's it right now. I'm actually working on a book. That's one of my projects that I've been grinding on. So you can follow me and watch for that too. If it's, when it starts getting closer, then I can let you know kind of how to get it and whatnot. Anyway, until next time, much love, and you're going to be okay. You got this.